Right then, people, we're back inside the building. Welcome back to Trickstar Radio. This is Breakfast with KXVU, and we are joined this morning by another very special guest, one half of Riddim Punks. Man like Dr. Meaker is in the building. How are you doing, sir?
Good, thank you, yes.
Good to have you in the building, man. It's good to have you in. So what we're going to talk about next is obviously the main reason we're on today is talking through this brand new album project, which has just dropped via the wonderful team over at Nice Up Records. So how long has the album been in sort of production?
4 years since we did the Chronics remix, what started as a bootleg. That was the first track, and we've been working on the album ever since.
Amazing. So with that then, obviously, when I was looking through the track listing, there are a lot of collaborations on this project. Like, obviously, following on from that Chronics remix, which obviously features P Money as well, have you found that collaborative edge to be something that you're very, very keen on pushing within your tunes?
Yeah, it's something that I've always done with my albums as Dr. Meaker. Nearly all the tracks are always collaborations. I don't think I can make music nearly as well as if I collaborate. And I see it in the old sense of, when you make music, some people are individual singers or performers, but the way I like to do it is more like a band. So, it's different angles, different mindsets coming together to create more of a collage than just a one man race, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I always like to collaborate, and when you're talking about doing songs, unless either of us sing, then we have to collaborate. And it's just great. I just love collaborating because you get someone else's thought process and their view on life, and then if it matches your own, because obviously as producers we could say, well, we don't really agree with what you're saying there, so that's maybe not for us. But when you do sort of connect with people and you're putting forward the same message, they're the people that are translaying that message to people, if you see what I mean. So yeah, collaborating is something that we love to do.
Awesome, man. I mean, looking through the listing though on this album, there's some incredible names on there.
Yeah, there's loads of brilliant singers. We've got a combination, so we've got sort of your big dog like Chronics and P Money on Sell My Gun, and then we have got a more up and coming younger artist called Shumba Youth, and we heard about him. Actually, we were DJing at a Somerset house in London for a Nice Up Records Christmas party ice skating thing about 2 years ago, and one of the other DJs played this track, and Chris and I were like, well, that singer sounds great. Who's that? And, we heard it was Shumba Youth. So we contacted him and we collaborated with him. And then also I've been working in and amongst the drum and bass scene for quite a few years. And I sort of knew the Ragga Twins and Navigator and been saying we'd like to do collaborations for a while. So I phoned up those guys and we all got together and did collaborations. And then there's also Scorpio MC, who's in Bristol. Her father was a main. He owned the Shabab in Bristol, underground kind of reggae dancehall from the early days, and so she's really seen and been part of that Jamaican culture in Bristol. And she did the bigging up on Calypso Riddim, which is where it says "New style how we dip." So that's Scorpio. So we've got a real combination of right on the ground local people here in Bristol, right worldwide as far as King Ali Baba in Jamaica. He's a really great artist and got brilliant positive energy, and we all want to keep working together. So we've just got a real mixture of different artists, UK, abroad, and right here in Bristol as well.
Amazing, man. I mean, as I was saying, it is a very impressive listing, and obviously kind of with this then, how's the response been to the album? Because obviously we see all these names on there and we see the tracks doing well, but how have you found the response on a personal level?
Well, on the personal level, we no longer have the clubs open because of COVID, and it's really hard now with releasing any records, and I've been releasing records one a month all year, Dr. Meaker stuff, and you're so used to seeing these videos pop up of the tracks being slammed in the dance floor, and you get to see the reaction, or you're just out there in the clubs and you're hearing them being played, and you can see from that. Now there's none of that. It's literally, you might get something on a live stream, or you might get someone drop you a message to say they like it, but the response is muted now, and it's really difficult to really know where we are. It's a new world. So I will say this album has done much better than a lot of the stuff, the Dr. Meaker stuff that I've been releasing. I've seen a lot more of a response from this than some of those tracks. So it's really good because people are literally writing saying this is a classic album, like, wow, this is, you know, I've listened from start to finish and it's right up there with sort of Chase and Status. And a lot of people have said that. I suppose they're making the comparison because of the style of this album.
Of course, the sort of junglist edge with the with the collaborative edge in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I mean, I think it's going really well. The only thing that I'm sort of left wondering is, you know, can we get it to more people? It's so hard to promote yourself now. There's so much noise online. There's Facebook's obviously clamped itself down now, where you can barely reach anyone. So without paying huge amounts of money. So for me, we're really, really happy with the album. We know it's a great album. It's just a case of getting everybody to hear it. So I think the best way to do that is to get it to the biggest and best DJs in the scene, and especially the younger DJs that are coming through in drum and bass, because those guys are all listened to by all their fan bases. So we're going to do more work to get it out on the ground. Like we've put it to radio and stuff like this, but we really need to get it out and spread it out amongst the kids, really, you know, right out across. And I know, and I'm not condoning it, but there's been some massive free parties going on and stuff like that, and that's the only place that things are getting heard, you know, by big groups of people and all celebrating tracks together. So I'm just going to say, hopefully we can get the raves back up and running, and for the album to have some impact there, because there's a lot of classic vocals, big lines, you know, like my shoes on fire, my shoes on fire. These are big hooks, and they deserve to be, you know, smashed in the clubs, really. So it's just a case of promoting more and more. That's how we can make sure that the album has maximum impact.
Amazing, man. No, I completely agree. And I tell you what, it's been really, really good having you on the show this morning, man. Thank you for taking the time out of your morning to jump on the line.
Thank you very much for having me and Chris by proxy.
No, no worries at all, man. Obviously, with the album, we're going to continue to support it, and we are going to get into one of the tracks next that is off the Trickstar playlist. It is, of course, Sell My Gun. This one is the Riddim Punks rework, shall we say, featuring Chronix and P Money. Before we finish up today, though, what is the best social media tag for people to get hold of Riddim Punks on?
So you can get us on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook at Riddim Punks. That's at RIDDIMPUNKS, Riddim Punks.
Wicked. Well, we're going to get into this one now, dude. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll speak soon. We'll stay in touch, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks so much for having us, and catch you soon. Good luck.
Lovely stuff. People, don't go anywhere. We're live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. It's Breakfast with Kobe.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.